I once asked Ray Manzarek to describe the essence of the Doors, and without hesitation, he answered in a single word: freedom. 40 years ago, the Doors were a new band who emerged into a time of great social and political turmoil, a time of war, a time when it was dangerous to be different. It was called the Summer of Love. Into this firmament, John Densmore, Robbie Krieger, Ray Manzarek, and Jim Morrison brought music that was as cerebral as it was sensual, primal as it was poetic, and it imbued us with an uneasy fascination, the promise of a forbidden knowledge that could only be experienced but never explained. There was also love, joy, humor, intellect, and a spiritual vision gleaned from the other side of the veil. And it was their ability to play upon these notes within humanity's song that struck such a profound chord within all of us. For there is both magic and madness within their music. The magic they created in the studio, and the magic and the madness that they conjured in the concert halls. Not since Elvis shook his hips on the Ed Sullivan Show had there been such an obvious affront to the sensibilities of middle-class America as the Doors. He wore leather pants, for God's sakes. Jim Morrison's skin-tight leather pants and movie star good looks sent a message that if you had a daughter, this was not the guy you wanted her to bring home. This was your worst nightmare.
She gets hot!
And that beat, that tribal beat, enticing young girls into some dark Dionysian coven of corruption. Right there on Daddy's TV. And worst of all, these were well-read, highly educated college graduates. Or as Vice President Spiro Agnew referred to such people before he was run out of office, an effete corps of impudent snobs who called themselves intellectuals. And in the tradition of other impudent snobs like Lenny Bruce, Bob Dylan, Martin Luther King, and John Lennon, the Doors were more than just rock stars. They were dissidents because they lived it. Like many bands of that era, the Doors held up a mirror to our culture, and what they saw was not always pleasant. The difference is that somehow the Doors have transcended those times, because the things they wrote about are rooted in the ongoing drama of the human experience. Their songs, with a mere substitution of locales, are as relevant today as the moment that they were created. And this brings us to why the Doors are still so popular, and why young people are so passionate about their music. Because young people are rebellious by nature. They long for a voice that values art, and a poet to shout through the din of those who follow leaders blindly, eager to surrender our freedom. That's why the Doors are so important, because freedom lives in the magnificent music they created. And that's why I'm proud to be here to honor John Densmore, Robbie Krieger, Ray Manzarek, and Jim Morrison with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.